Thought that took a lot of people by surprise in the quantity that was played at Malmo, and it got a decent-ish kind of showing, I guess, in day two. Was the Magcargo, the attacking Magcargo.
Oh yeah.
How much merit do you give to that? Because I love decks where you can really like sort of search your deck, have a real big influence on the game. And that was a deck I was playing a little bit before, and now it's had a decent showing. I feel a bit more confident potentially sleeving it up. How do you feel about Magcargo?
I think it's a really good deck as well. It has really good power level, but it's basically kind of in the same category as Malamar. It's just one of these really powerful deck that trades its power level for consistency because you actually need to evolve your things. So like the first turn and two for the deck is really sketchy because your game really depends how many basics you can actually accumulate during that first or second turn.
Yes.
And if you go first as well. So say ADP goes first and they GX on turn 2. If you then don't have a 5 energy Magcargo to knock them out, you lost the game, right?
Yeah.
So that can be a problem. Like even with amulets, you will lose the game if they can GX and you don't knock them out. That's just how it is. But after you get rolling, you can't be stopped because you have the smooth over, you have the Magcargos to accelerate energy even. You'll always get what you need basically. And it's really consistent after setup, that's the thing. So as soon as you got your setup, you'll just roll through it, or roll with it. So I think the deck kind of gives you a false sense of consistency. I think that's the thing, because you actually have to set up before you have your consistency. And then you would think it's really consistent, right? But it's only after setup. So that depends on how many basics you get, and that's kind of random. But the deck is really strong. And if you get the hot start, you will beat pretty much anything, I think. It's even more linear than ADP, though. I think that's the issue for me with playing the deck. You literally just smash the active. You don't take extra prices. You don't really play any gusting effects because you're too worried about setting up all your snails on your own. You maybe play like one Great Catcher top. And then you just smash the active and hope that strategy will win you the game. So it's all right. Definitely fine deck, but not a deck I would want to play personally. But it's definitely a fine deck.
Awesome. I'd love to give it a little sleep, but you're right. The sort of amount of games you have where you sort of pop off and everything's in your control is also equal to the amount of games you get 2 Slugma down and one of them gets carried and you're like, oh right, here we go. Like, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Yeah, I do love it though. I love being able to just search and do all that stuff. Oh, I love that stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now we mentioned another deck that did pretty good in my match. I want to quickly grab your opinions on the Firebox. Now obviously that did super well in the OCIC. Everyone sort of forgot that the old consistent decks are still really, really good. How do you feel that is moving forward?
I think the deck is still fine, still a powerful deck like it was at Worlds. But yeah, I don't know. It does have some kind of issues. I don't think the Pika or the Mewtwo matchup is too great. Yeah, I don't know. But it's still a strong deck. It's really fast, right? In theory, it's really good. I feel the bench management with the deck is kind of awkward. Because often you're forced to bench a lot of things because you can't really conserve your Pokemon, and like sometimes you just need to bench them, and you do play the Den engine, and you have to bench like double Irachi to draw into your Boulders every turn and stuff like that. So, it's a fine deck. Bench management is kind of awkward. It has a couple matchups kind of struggles with, but overall a really fine deck, really aggressive deck. And you have the Ninetales, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So you have the best Guster in the format, Gust anything, which is really appreciated in a format with like customs as the only way to Gust to V Pokemon, for example.
Yeah.
When you can go in with Ninetales and just anything anyway. You don't have to rely on Great Catcher or customs or all these wonky things. I will change though when we get the new Lysander reprint, but right now I do appreciate the good Ninetales. Ninetales is really nice.
Yeah, Ninetales is insane. I think that's one of the main reasons to play Firebox. I remember when I first started trying Magcargo, I tried to fit the Ninetales in there. It didn't quite work out, but but it's just.
I guess that's the biggest selling point of Firebox right
Yeah.
now. You get to play the Ninetales, and that's really really good, right? So.
Yeah, like the amount of time you've been playing, I think I really want to hit gust that thing, but the hand ain't gonna let me do it. And with Firebox, just like giant half, yep, see you later. Like you know, what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Just get it clean out of the way. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover there. Let's pretend EUIC was tomorrow, Tord, okay? Would you still be playing your ADP list, I imagine?
Yeah, I think so. That seems fair. Haven't really been bothered to cook up another new deck since I got home a couple days ago. So just picking the same one again feels reasonable to me. I don't think it's too many hard counters you can play against it at all anyway. So it's probably a fine pick. Really dominant deck in the metagame for sure. And it was expected when we knew the cards were printed, and it just ended up being so crazy powerful anyway. So completely fair. Really good deck, of course.
No, insane. So with it getting 47% of day 2, let's say someone just wanted to just go out and ruin your day, Tord, and just play the counter. Would you say Baby Clowns is the best way? Because obviously that did really good as well, right?
Yeah, maybe Baby Clowns is one of the better way to counter it. But it's still like it's really scary for them as well, because you GX and that means knockout and you still win, right? So obviously they can still win if instead of taking a knockout they can do another prize. So say they go like Blaze GX and take a prize. But if you do that, you can't have any other GXs on the field though, because then you're losing 2 turns instead of 3. Or if you knock out the Irachi early, then you also don't have to do the one shot right after GX attack, and things like that. And even if that will become a popular strategy to like keep ADP in check, ADP can take for that matchup as well, because Baby Blounce is one of the decks that printed a really big hard counter for, which is Tapu Fini, right?
Yeah.
So if you go GX attack and then you play 1 or 2 Tapu Fini, then I guarantee you will definitely win that matchup anyway, right? No matter how hard I try. So yeah, you can take for it if they take for you, or like play the like counter deck. So it should be really hard to stop that deck, no matter what. Just so inherently powerful. You have crazy consistency in station and draw extra prizes. You have way too much damage for 3 energies, and you have Metal Closer to that Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future, but right now it's the deck to beat for sure. It's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of Zacian's power level, have you? What's your thoughts on the sort of the speed Zacian, where you don't play the ADP, you play a lot more shrines, and you play the Dusk Shot promo Duskmane? Do you feel as if that warrants anyone's consideration in the matter, or should we just be playing ADP?
I mean, I guess it's okay, and then you probably play with Melcario, right?
Yes, I've seen some of this played out as well. Yeah,
to tank. I mean, I was thinking and testing it a little bit, but I felt like whenever you play against ADP, you basically do the same thing. If both players play Frying Pan, of course, then both players 2-shot each other, but the ADP deck takes another prize, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't have the extra damage buff, but you have the extra damage buff, but they have the damage reduction. So basically, you just have the price attack advantage. Because you will both be doing 200 to each other. You will do 260 minus 60, and they will do 230 minus 30 from the Frying Pan. So both players will 2-shot each other, in theory, but you will take another prize. And I think you will win if you take another prize, because you just win 1 turn before them. Yeah. So I think you should be favored as ADP in that matchup as well. Even though a lot of people say it's a big counter. I guess that's if you don't play Frying Pans, though. Because if you do play Frying Pans, then I think the matchup should be favored for ADP. Without, sure, then they one-shot and you don't, and then you should be able to win as the Melcario.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess that I find that Melcario version doesn't really do a lot against other decks as well. Like there are other decks in format as well, right?
that's also a problem, right? I think the ADP version is better against the other decks in addition. So I don't see any reason to play the Melcario version over it when it's only arguably better in some versions of the mirror and worse against everything else, especially against mill. I mean, against mill, you really want that extra price when you try to snipe off things on the bench and going around the dolls. You definitely want that extra price.
Yeah, that's true. That extra prize is just the ultimate, like, what I call it. Just stop that there. Like, if you're trying to play something cute, that's fine. I'm gonna take an extra prize though, so you can't.
But stop a lot of cute decks for sure. Also, Malamar, I guess, could be really annoying if you can't take the extra prize.
Oh yeah, true.
Because they basically go all in clear vision, and if they miss it, they just lose, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have the option in the first place, then I don't know if you will get through it. You can tank a lot though, but I don't know if it will be enough anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.